Hey everybody, it's Monday, and you know what that means. It is Toy Chats. It's your boy Dre, host with the mostest, and it is my co-host for the foreseeable future, King Bob, who is rocking the baldy on the top of the head and
It
on the face. I'm
it's
loving it.
the it's the summer face
Yeah, because he said beards
because
are out
because
for this
a
heat.
full beard and hair in Georgia in the middle of summer does not work.
Oh, the heat in North Carolina is just equally as bad. But we're not going to take away from our guest of honor. We are here with the talented King Gonga. How are you, sir?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm good.
That's always good. I like to hear, man. I like to hear people doing well. So we were just in the backstage talking about something, and I'm gonna jump into what we were talking about before we go into him, because I feel like a lot of people we miss on these backstage talks. We were talking about stuff that he collects. And I had asked him, I said, are you into he's into toy collecting? So he collects Bear Bricks. Now, for those of you that don't know, Bear Bricks is a custom artist toy line that you can buy blind box, you can buy pre-made large ones, blanks, and or like I would even say the life-size Funko size Bear Bricks have been sold for thousands and customized by every kind of artist and every kind of clothes designer. So when I found out that he's into that, that was so cool. And he also, if he doesn't like something, he resells it. He turns it into art and recycles it out. I think that's awesome. So Ganga, what got you into collecting? Not just collecting. What got you into the designing the toys to begin with? Like, take me on your story. Tell me the birth of King Gonga.
So, like a lot of people during the pandemic, really, it was really crunch time since it was so slow.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing digital art, and like a month before everything got closed down. So we were really everybody had their screens to their face at the moment, and we were doing a lot of collabs digitally, just artist collabs, and from there I hadn't really had much networking. So from there I started meeting a lot of toy designers, a lot of graphic designers, traditional artists. It just opened up a whole new window. And 2020 was crazy. It just collab after collab,
What's that,
and
Preston?
just posting like almost every day, every other day. And a lot of the toy companies were actually hosting contests through those collabs. Like, the Canbots.
Me, no, I don't know that.
Oh, I do. Yeah,
Oh,
those
this is
things are
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, so they had a contest during the pandemic too, where like a design contest, and I know another some more designer toys companies had like design contest, and the winner, I think they would give them a deal or something like that. And yeah, so I started meeting a lot of toy designers, toy customizers, the stores, and then it wasn't until like 2021 that I actually started acquiring blanks before even thinking of customizing. And then I started going into like the little circles of toy designers, and
Mhm.
from there it was nonstop.
Nice. So, I mean, have you been drawing since you were like a teenager? Like, what's your style? Would you call your art style?
So I started off um, really interested in graffiti, lettering, just graffiti style. Not me actually going out there doing it, just really inspired by it. Going out to places where I was at, and taking a look at it, seeing what was new, because we used to walk by some of the local yards or train tracks every day just to see what was new. That really sparked it off for me. And then another stage of of art, I was doing assemblage using Legos.
Nice.
I think I have a piece right here. So using Legos to make like little shelves for army men to stand on. It's
Oh
technically
wow.
toy art. So it was a stage of just that, just building Legos and turning them into like little cool shelves to stand.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly that's something I've never seen.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Very
Yeah,
different. I like it.
I had a stage of that, a couple of years doing that. Started doing graffiti with Legos, something that
Graffiti with
was,
Legos. That's cool.
yeah, it was something very new, very exciting. And
Yeah, I
then
could tell.
yeah, because it was since it wasn't done before, who can tell me I was right or wrong?
Well, you got to be an originator, man. Like you're gonna
Mhm.
start something and you're gonna be the foundation of it. You might as well like go to town.
Yeah.
Have it be yours and do it. I think that's actually really cool, especially with Legos. I've seen a lot of people do Legos, but they'll do like what my daughter was telling me yesterday, free building. They'll just get Legos and then instead of like building the sets, they'll just go online and look at something and free build.
Okay.
And I think that looks awesome when they could take like 1,000 Legos and turn it into something that they just looked at, versus doing what I did with the book last night and still screwed it up, you know,
Yeah.
playing with Lego sets. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely, that's a cool little way of like using a pre-made platform to kind of go your own way.
hmm And it's just born out of an idea where it was like, I'm gonna build some letters out of Legos, and just kept it going for about 3-4 years.
Wow.
And it's all been in stages, because after that I went back into like traditional art with like markers and paint markers and stuff like that. And then out of want to make merch. I don't know why. I just thought merch would be cool, like shirts and stickers and stuff like that. I knew I had to do digital art, and I bought this phone that I'm using right now, and I started doing digital drawings on my phone.
Wow, that seems to be the new norm, I think, for what artists are moving towards. Like my daughter did a picture which I posted on Facebook for yesterday for Father's Day, which
Yeah.
everybody has definitely reached out to me and said you need to stay on top of your daughter's art. Like she is extremely talented. And I've been like, yeah, we bought her, we'll buy her like not the expensive stuff, but we're getting her kind of feet wet into keeping it with pencil and paper. I think that as an art form to me is like been a traditional, and I'm a traditionalist in that sense of like when I want media in my hands. Like digital, yes, I still think is a medium and it's a good medium, but I still, I'm not at the NFT yet. I don't want something that I can, I pay for it, but I don't have it. I want to actually like
Yeah.
have something physical in my hands. So I think that's cool. So
Yeah.
you moved from back to digital art. So again, like, did you just stay with the graffiti style, or have you kind of, evolved your art over the years? Like, what has it become? What is it? What are you like? Give me like a little bit of a background on that.
So I remember the day I got it, the first day I got it, and I was trying the stylus out, learning the app. I went on, I think, for about 12 hours straight or 8 hours straight, just trying to draw something. And yeah, I just wanted to keep it in like psychedelic, graffiti, trippy stuff, because it was catching attention, and it was what I was just feeling at the time. I really don't have anybody telling me draw this, draw that, and I was just drawing what I wanted to. And same with like when I was getting commissions and stuff, and if it wasn't something I thought I could feel, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, so like if it's not within your style or your realm of like of thing that you feel that you can do it. You just choose not to do the commission. But
sadly, yeah.
All right, which is, I mean, that's okay. I think every artist is to their respect. If they're not feeling it, then it's not going to come out well. You know, that's how I believe. You know, because you guys are taking an idea that someone like myself or Bob would give you and creating something cool. That's based on what we want and what you're capable of. So, like, what would you consider something outside of the realm of what you don't like to do?
Well, first of all, I try to keep using the same colors every time. That plays on a lot with like branding.
Yeah, and talking with Smitty even months ago, back when we first started doing this show, and even before that, he always said like you can put 35 pieces in a row, but you can always pick out the King Gonga one with the colors. Where did you come up with those colors at? Was it just something you're comfortable with, or just something different, or?
So when I was starting doing digital art, I was looking through my old books trying to find the right set of colors, and I think I went through like 3 or 4 different colorways before that one. And once I did that one, I haven't changed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, obviously, I have the creative cards, and honestly, I'm gonna do maybe a video or a live stream breaking down that set. But obviously, when I flip through my book and I see those three, it's like everything's kind of together, and then bam,
Yeah.
your three just kind of stand out in the best ways it can, because the colors are just bright and vibrant, as opposed to kind of more dark and subtle.
That's amazing, Bob. Like I never would have thought about that. Like saying that with an artist, and I like that. I like that you were very bold in saying that. I think that's cool. Like that his stuff it stands out.
Well,
And I think that's
and
cool.
I mean it does. I mean I'm not just you know me. I don't blow smoke.
Oh, he doesn't.
I don't try and puff people up, but I'll, and obviously the demand whenever he drops a collab or a piece, it speaks for itself. When people Black Friday hustle to pick up a piece, I mean that it kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's a good question. We have Christian of the Toy Realms, one of the legacy collectors. He's asking, who were some of your influences?
A lot of graffiti writers, like I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Soulfless. Woes, he's a muralist, graffiti, toys, does it all. But more recently, while in the designer toy scene, people like, Playful Gorilla and Red Guardian and hot actors, people like that, because their art is one thing, but their persona, like being at a con with them, they will, in person show me love, like present me to other people, or look out for me. So I've seen the love, in person, not just online. So as artists, those artists, but as in the toy designer and friends, then.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We've had Alex on here, Playful Gorilla. Big shout out to Playful Gorilla. I actually got a box of some goodies from him recently, and I love, absolutely. Alex knows I love his stuff. And Red Guardian, big shout out to him. Actually, getting to finally meet him and speak with him was definitely a fun experience, and he very much is all about that. Both of them are huge into the community, about support, about making sure people are like looking at everyone's art and that they're getting a spotlight on them. so that they're not left out in the cold. And I love that about what this community does. That's one of the big things I think the creatives have shown me and Bob and Smitty.
Oh yeah.
And it's like there's nobody, like you're never left out in the cold. Like always an artist that's like, if they're new or if they're passionate and they don't have the right platform, they will find the platform for you guys. And I think that that's what's amazing. And just to speak on this, like, you know, the fact that you've established yourself is in and of itself is an amazing feature, because like, look, you already have, like Bob said, there's a rush. You get a Black Friday rush, dude. They will crush that dude at Walmart for that TV. They're going to crush that old lady to get to your pieces. That's got to feel good.
Yeah. Even then, like they trusted me, and I trust them because they've been through it already, you know, so many years. But they trusted me when, like, Red Guardian, I did my first show with him, and he reached out, I guess, in a story or something, looking for artists, and I tried it, and he's like, "Can you get it done?" And I did. It was one of the first ones to sell that show, and
that's dope.
Nobody had seen a toy from me till then.
Oh wow! So that was when was this that you did your first toy?
About a year ago.
That's awesome, dude. That's gotta, like, how did that feel? Because
the best feeling in the world, man.
It's gotta be like, you know, because I think Christian just said it best. He said art is definitely a way of life. And you know, hearing what you said, that like that's such an amazing feeling that you created something in your own colorway and your own idea, and then you put it out there, and now somebody owns it. It is out there in the ether. It's like, you know, that's it got to be awesome to just know somebody's shelf has a Gonga piece sitting there.
Yeah, and the cool thing was, so I was clocking out of work right when it sold. So I'm clocking out, and I look at my phone, and I get a message. I got various messages from different people that's telling me to like ride this wave, you know, and it was a real good look for me. And to be honest, I'm still riding that wave right now.
That's awesome. I love hearing people riding success. You know, you got to, if you catch that wave like a surfer, you got to ride it out to the shore. You have to.
After that show, I went on and I did a Bosom Buddies with Playful Gorilla, and you know, just blown away. It was a sold out show. I had, I think, about 6 pieces, and you know, that wave just got even higher, and I had the opportunity to be on it again this year. Again, you know, sold it out, and just shows here and there, and still riding through that same wave. Been good.
I love hearing that. So I'm guessing what's the, like, are you going to be in 5 Points this week?
No, I have a piece there, so I'll be there in spirit.
That's awesome. Do you have you want to give us a little idea of what the piece is?
Yeah, so it's gonna be at the Fifth Turtle booth. It's a mailbox, and it's my colors. You know, you'll see it from, like, you'll be able to see it from a couple feet away.
I love Bob already. Bob's already drooling.
Well, I mean, no, I saw it on IG the other day, and I mean, it doesn't. I mean, honestly, I mean, there's certain people in the community that could paint like. It doesn't matter what they design on. It doesn't come out awesome, and his piece is definitely, you know, those mailboxes. I've seen a couple of them, but again, his definitely stands out from the rest.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That was a mission accomplished then.
See, I love the way he said it too. It's like, that's exactly what I love hearing artists say, like that. If you've got one person to look at it the way you wanted it, where they know that's Gonga, then you've succeeded.
Yeah.
So in the long run, the game plan is, like, say now, if you think about a figure, like, you know, if I were to bring out a figure and it's white. Now you can already imagine how it would look with those colors.
Wow, that's cool. So I'm
So you
curious. Do you 3D print your own stuff? I'm sorry, Bob.
No, that's fine.
Not yet. Oh, so
Not
okay.
yet.
All right, Bob, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I had that thought in my head of that finished product, and I was just trying to grab it.
Because I've done stuff like where
Hey, Priscilla.
they'll
Hey,
ask me,
Priscilla.
like, "Hey, do you have a like a progress pic or something?" And I'll show them, and it's just pink, bro. And then they'll be like, "That's cool as fuck,"
Yeah.
but because they already can see it, like, and I think we share that vision of the finished product because I can see also where those colors are going to be just like Bob right now.
Nice. We're good, Priscilla. It's been a long time since I've seen you on this show, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
So P, then P's another one. Starting in the game, she didn't shy away from helping her brother out.
Oh,
Still
she
to this
does it.
day.
She's amazing. I absolutely loved her on the show. My daughter was very pleased to like actually hear a story about a young female that was coming into the scene, and she definitely inspired a lot. A lot of other women that we've also had on the show have asked questions and have definitely checked her out and what she's doing. So she's definitely a trailblazer.
And
Yeah, for sure.
also, just a cheap plug for her. If you're up early on a Sunday and you're looking for something fun to watch on IG, her and Yessie have it's a pretty good show. I mean, definitely awesome. It's two great women of the community hanging out, talking, and talking art and talking toys, and just, talking about random stuff like yesterday's show was. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna bring up what was talked about, but I mean you can go watch the replay on that.
Yeah, on IG. Definitely check them out on IG. I'm sorry I did not get to watch it. I had a very,
You
very full Father's
you
Day.
let's just say you missed a very interesting a couple of interesting topics that came up.
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. I will have to put that in the on my to-do list today.
Dre, that's something you may want to listen to and watch when the little one is not around.
Oh, you mean earbuds? I gotta get the earbuds out.
Earmuffs, yes. Earmuffs.
Yeah, okay. So I'll definitely
earmuffs for a good solid hour.
Oh God, I like it. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah,
I'll definitely check that out. I've tried before. Like some Sundays, I'm up early and there's but the baby determines when that happens. And I slept a little late for Father's Day, and then the wife was awesome. I got breakfast in bed. I had the whole, I got showered. I was taken care of for Father's Day, so I didn't have the opportunity to really do anything. And when I did want to do something, it was already late in the afternoon.
I hear you. I'm
Gonga,
plugging everyone. I'm trying to throw out cheap plugs when I can.
He's being Smitty, which is what I love.
I mean, if he don't be around, I have to step up. I have to start buying more art pieces. I gotta start.
Oh Lord, I know. Yes, shout out to Smitty. We miss you, brother. We know that you're on the. We're gonna get you on the mend. So we're looking forward to having you back. Gonga, are you? I know you had said you wanted to do merch. Like I'm assuming beyond the stickers and like, have you thought of like doing like T-shirts and hats and like, I mean, like tell me what is like the ideas for merch that you've thought about and like where like what would you like want to do with it or like have it be of if you had to like do that.
I think mostly stickers are always fun. Like as business cards, hand them out. But for me, I think right now, this stage, I think art prints. But I focus more to having merch as like, vendor. But even like little shows out here in Cali, where I'll have prints up, and they'll come by, check for the prints, or even have that same design on shirts. But to try to establish myself as a vendor also.
Nice. I like that. Is that something that you're looking to finish out the year doing, or is that like a 2023 on your like your wish list?
Before the end of the year, there's a free show. There's a lot of shows out here. Almost every weekend, you can find something to do. So it just depends on how fast I can get it done, and which designs also.
Yeah, you sound a lot like Zard. I spoke to Zardapuya last week, and he is by far one of the coolest people I've actually gotten to talk to. I know he's a huge celebrity within the creative community.
Oh yeah.
And getting to chat with him and and to see what he wants to do, and just to hear his mindset of like when I was asking him, I'm like, hey, are there like any conventions you go to? And he's like, no, but there's shows here in San Diego all the time. And I was like, so what do you do for those shows? And when he was telling me some of the ideas of like he tailors it to like the community. So like if he's going to like it's like a food show, he'll do like his kind of like anime style food stuff, and it sells really well, and he does magnets. So I thought that was awesome. So what are I guess this is a question I always ask a lot of the artists that I have on the show, and I always like to know, do you feel like as for yourself, do you put in like a part of your culture, a part of you into your pieces?
Yeah, definitely. Culture, I guess, yeah, it's just a part of me. I do it unconsciously, I think. More on like the aesthetic, like the graffiti aesthetic. As far as like me myself, yeah, like I like to really connect with the piece to where it's almost like I'm leaving behind a trace. Say I look at a piece, I know what I was feeling that day. So
I like that.
really connecting like in a very spiritual level to the art.
Which I think that's what I'm going to go back to what Chris said earlier. That's one of the best things about this. It's that opportunity for you to connect on that level, because art is a way of life. Like every artist we've had on this show says something to that level, almost verbatim. Like I'll ask, like, when you put a part of who you are into the art, is it like it's you? It's a piece of you in the universe, and that's definitely got to be a huge like factor, because that's you. You stand behind your art. And like Bob said, when we have a Walmart Black Friday rush to get a Gonga piece, I mean, and you only been doing this a short period of time.
Yeah, going on a year. A very interesting year.
So this definitely has got to be like, it's your kind of honeymoon period, would you say?
I'm pretty certain his honeymoon period is going to last a very long time. I mean, and again, I mean, this is coming from someone who doesn't have a piece of yours, but who would probably be the one, tossing the grandma out of the way, to get a piece now. But sorry, grandma, but you gotta go.
But I like that though, because I think that there's a lot of the things that, like, as I've gotten older, one of the things that has kind of drawn me to what I collect is art, and comic books are the same way with me. Like I need the art to speak to me on some level. Like it has to do something. Like if it's just very kind of plain and flat, it doesn't give me any sort of thing. And like you said, if it's your colorway that really brings to life, and then you inject you into the piece, that to me, you could see when artists do that. And I think that that's what stands out. So, I mean, I guess a part of it, like, with the question that I asked with a lot of, everybody kind of starting into their own things, have you kind of come up with a idea of like a world that your art lives in? Like kind of like how Playful has his, kind of his stuff that he's looking to build towards a comic book. Like I've talked to Mento, and Serge and I are working on something. Shout out to Serge, because I can't wait till I get to see that piece on Friday that we're working on. so I can see some beta art. But I'm just curious, is that something like where you're doing now?
Kind of. Trying to. So I had the name King Gonga before all this. I think, maybe 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started on Instagram, shortly after I changed my name to King Gonga, and when I started doing digital art, it kind of hit me to start putting crowns on it. And King Gonga is actually the character, and not myself. But so that I'm trying to find a way to get it in there.
That's nice. I like that. So like your signature, like you say, you put a crown on things, and that's the character, not you.
Uh-huh.
So you are definitely, you and your art are, even though you guys are like kind of one, it's almost like Venom, the symbiote. Like there's the symbiote, which is Gonga, and then there's you.
Yep. So
I like that.
that was one thing, and then a play on even the crown itself, because that's what kind of makes the king. So I was talking to Mr. Mento about making a universal accessory for toys of a crown. So now you have a King Gonga crown you can put on whatever toy you'd like.
That'd be awesome.
That I love that.
So
that is just a great legacy.
I'm gonna need a crown. You know that, right?
Yeah. So like you see it, it'll just, and it'll be good for customs too. Now you have a little crown you can put on customs. But that's something that we've talked about. And yeah, just those. What now trying to do is you have the colorway you see digitally, and then try to bring that to life on the toys has been a cool experience, and also changing it. So with toys now, I have the ability to use neon, pastels, and it looks a lot different. Yeah, you can still tell it's the same colorway,
which is dope. I like that. That you're. So I'm gonna ask this because I think that crown idea just sounds fire. Like I absolutely love that idea. Is there going to be a wave of Gonga crowns that might be symbolic of just different styles of, like we said, like the different crowns go, because if you're king, you're gonna want to wear a different crown for different occasions.
But he, a while back, he blessed me with, he showed me what he was working on. Now I'm trying to squeeze in time to try to 3D sculpt myself, digitally and by hand. So it just depends on how fast I can learn it to see what I can do.
So if you don't own the material, like say, like I'm gonna be hey, Smitty's right here. Look at that.
What's up, Smitty?
So if you don't have the materials to do it, I know that in a city as when you're in Cali, I know that there's several artists that you can collaborate with. Is that like a thing that you've noticed within the community, like for people starting out, like if you don't have the materials, like can you just say like, hey, I'll collaborate with you and we'll do this piece together? Like walk me through your process.
So yeah, I think it's more than just Cali though, or maybe not that. Maybe it's more like the circle. So I can hit up, a friend in New York that can, print it out for me, or some Colorado or wherever, you name it. But even like, so we were part of a show in Mexico, and the artist sent the file to the US so we can print it. And, we painted it up, sent it right back. So it's opened up a big window for that. As far as like, collabs and stuff, here's an example of one. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Oh, that's dope.
So that's a Snack Rabbit collab inspired by myself. So she she took it and she sculpted, the King Gonga stuff on there, and send a couple my way. Started, it's a collab now, and stuff like that. Just little things. I'm sure that if I'm able to sculpt, then it would open up, plenty of doors.
Is that down the line for you as well? Like that idea of sculpting, like becoming this, having the sculpt at home.
Yeah.
Like that's on the plan for, I'm assuming, this year or next year.
I whenever I can squeeze in time, I do. I have what do you call it? Like a bust of a King Gonga character already built.
Nice.
So and then here and there I go into my 3D sculpting app and then hit that for about an hour here and there. So it's definitely in the works. It's just a matter of time.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna follow this question up because Christian asked a good question. Is there, like, I don't know if you collect comic books, because I know when some people are into graffiti, they are into comic books. Are you into comic books at all? All right. So Christian's question was kind of like, if you like comic book, if you had a comic book artist, who would be your favorite, or if you had a writer that you were interested in? I guess my bigger question would be, have you ever heard of Yehudi McCarty?
No.
All right, that guy is he's a comic book artist and he does graffiti. I'll send you a couple of pieces, like pictures of his work. He definitely, he's going to be on the show actually in a couple of weeks. He just did What If Miles Morales Was Thor, where he took the Brooklyn Bridge and he made it like graffiti of Asgard. So it looks like traditional Asgardian artwork on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yes, right.
And I was like, yo, that sounds amazing. So I would love to see your take. Is that something that interested you, like to take like something like traditional, like say a Starry Night, Van Gogh Starry Night, and like kind of put your twist on that?
It's something that I want to look into. Yeah.
Hey.
As you could say, like gongifying some stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Gongify. That's the word.
Yeah. Gongify the whatever it is, iconic stuff. My fellow artist friends stuff, whatever. I do a lot of that. Draw this in your style stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
So there's challenges online where I can grab their picture and do my stuff to it, and it's a really good way of networking. Also, if there's any artists in the room, that's one of the things that has gotten my work seen. It got me where I am today, where draw this in your style, collab, contest, just everything.
I'm assuming that you've created a portfolio, and living in California, you live near the heart of one of the big conventions besides 5 Points, which is DCon. Do you try to attend DCon when you can?
Yeah. The first time I went, I had no idea what it was. I saw designer. I was a designer, so I was like, let's go. I probably walked through what are like half of my friends now.
That's amazing.
Without knowing. I got home and I all I had was like hat pin stickers, and then that was 2019. Then I went last year and it was just mind blowing, because now I'm there to present myself, as somebody that some people might already know, and they had never seen me in person, or they didn't know what I looked like. So I'm walking up to artists like, Food Stamp, and introducing myself, and he's like, oh shit, because he's seen my work or seen my name, and now I'm there in person. It was real special, man.
That definitely is. Smitty has once again blessed us with some Gonga knowledge. Gonga would submit multiple designs to those customized designers contests, and I know he sent like 30.
Yeah, for the scroll signs for Hot Active. he said there was no limit, so I went all out.
Dude, all out. That is amazing.
Yeah,
30
I think
different
I won by
designs.
default because
Yeah, it's like I think you landslided that one, dude.
yeah, it was like I think it was like 9 different, like completely different designs, and I was able to win third place on that one. It was real nice.
That's cool. I like hearing stuff like that. And with you gongifying stuff and like taking yourself to that next level, um, what is like a big challenge you see within art for yourself to do? Like, is you keeping your colorway? You said is like what you keep true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there any other challenges you give yourself to do an art piece?
Challenges right now is mostly like the toy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Saying yeah to things that I wouldn't know what to do with it. Stuff like that. Mostly with the toys, man. Like I'm not I'm very new to painting with brushes, painting on small things, or I was always just strictly markers and paper. So now coming into the toy scene, it's a whole new experience. But when you're hungry and you don't really pay attention to all the stuff, you just want to do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course, it's that's what I like hearing, that you have that hunger, that passion, and I think that a lot of artists need to have that. I think you need to have that passion, that desire, the drive, so to speak,
yeah.
to
But
get
I have
to get there.
like I have my 9 to 5. So if I don't really like, if I can do whatever I want and I still have that to fall back on, I'm not a full-time artist to like strategically do it. If I want to do a toy, I'll draw on a toy or do whatever.
And I mean, a lot of artists have said that. Like a lot of artists that I've spoken to, that like they keep their 9 to 5, and they're trying to get by, especially in this age where money's hard to go spending on stuff. It's like you
Yeah.
guys have your great pieces, and I mean, as much as Bob and I both will say this, I mean, it's a great platform you guys take. I just feel bad that I know that the price point sometimes is what affects some people going out there. Has that led you to want to go to other forms like digital media, where it's a little bit more cost effective
Mm.
to kind of like get your art still out there?
Kind of. I think to get it out there, I think I meddle in everything I can. So, like for example, I'm doing a toy, and um, when I call it quits at the end of the night, I lay down and I'll grab my digital stuff. So there's really like no limits to what we can do. Um, I do like that I'm also a collector at the same time, because I really think I let my stuff go at a affordable price.
See, to Dre's point, he talked about the the one of
Give me
ones
one second.
being kind of a higher price point and going with something a little bit more cost effective. Honestly, in my opinion, and I mean, I don't have a lot of one of ones. I got one, and that's this Surge piece that I bought. I always got to show that off every time, but for me to put the money into that, I appreciate it more because I know it's a one of one.
Mhm.
Yeah, it wasn't 20, $30 or $40, but the investment is there in the talent. So when people, buy your one of ones, or, Alex's one of ones, it means more because you put all, you put your hard work into that one piece. Whereas, a print is cool, but I think when you get into the more small limited runs at one of one, one of two, that's kind of what most of us look for, is that one, like, this is it. you
Yeah.
know he ain't making any more, and I got it. Or you know Smitty's got it because he's got everything else already. But again, I mean, and the cool thing with the creative cards is the DIY cards. A lot of everyone's doing one, and just because someone pumps out a bunch of cards for people, it's still one of one. Like you did this for me, you did this for Smitty, you did this for whoever. That's why the approach I take with getting my DIYs is I want, I try to get like the essence of the artist. Like, hey, I want a triptych. You do you. That way you can get that artist, and then it's still one of one.
Yeah.
That's where reaching out and sending Gonga a piece to customize is a great way to get a one-on-one custom without paying that higher price because you're sent. Yeah. Honestly, Smitty, and I've talked about this with Smitty before. I'm debating. I definitely want to do something with you in the near future. I gotta find if I can find the dunny that I have. I'd love to send it to you and have it get done. If not, I want to I'm gonna order something and I want to try to I'm very forward thinking. So I'm gonna beat the rush and I'm gonna have someone, mainly you, try and customize the first of its kind, and it is the Handmade by Robots.
Oh shit.
Which I got one out of the box. I'll show you what they look like.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about them. I was watching it was an interview a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, these right here. And I mean, someone in the community has customized one, but in the Funko community, but I want to get a creative to customize one.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal is to do that. I just gotta, and I'm gonna order one in the next week or so, hopefully. Knock on wood, and then I'll be in touch with you about getting that sent out to you and getting that done. Because I told Smitty once my set of cards is done, I'm gonna go ham on some different things, and that's kind of something I want to do.
You got their full set already?
What? Oh yeah, finally.
Oh, nice.
My last two cards came in Saturday.
Nice.
That was a struggle, and I spent many a Monday and Thursday and Wednesday just getting paranoid about it because it was down to like a couple of commons and then that goddamn Nikki Davis lenticular. Once that one was in the fold, I knew I was pretty good, but yeah, I don't know where Dre's at. I think he's having some technical difficulties, but
no technical difficulties. It was called the kitchen. Was my dinner? The dinner I was making was almost finished.
Oh well, that's definitely a technical difficulty there. But let me ask this: what was it like to be? I guess we can consider you now an OG on the creative cards. And what is it like coming back for Series 2?
Ooh.
It's a blessing, man. The little baby knocking on the door. my mom's watching my nephew and he's knocking on the door. But
man, I hear you talking.
Yeah, he's like, come on, open. Now Series 1 was a blessing. I was, fortunate to make it onto there, and coming back, it's like it's a little more pressure because you already been on there once, and now you have to like show, But I think that, and I've said it before, that the time that passed from those 3 designs onto today, because I was working on the design the day. I've evolved so much as an artist, and I think every day I try to learn new things. So what you're gonna see on the next 3 cards, I think you guys will like. It's filling no stops and a lot of researching, a lot of I get inspired by watching Disney. So it's graffiti and Disney for me.
Disney is and always will be probably my first love, and I get shit on. I kind of get shit from our other host JC about my love for the hand drawn as opposed to the digital. I just and I will die on that hill. That as cool as the digital art is with that kind of animation, I still love hand drawn.
I agree.
I know that the hand drawn, you're kind of limited into what you can do. Whereas with the digital, you can kind of bend a little bit and do a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Disney hand drawn for me is where it's at. I think I take that into like consideration for to feel inspired, because with digital you have like it's all there, so now I have no excuse but to make something look tight. So try, you have all the tools you need, you can't fail.
And yes, there was a face under the beard. Like I said earlier, the Georgia heat. It just
heat down south, folks.
There is no need for a face blanket, so I had to get rid of it.
Yeah, we here in the South, it's like one of my friends posted on Facebook that it's like, hey, when you come to my house, bring a jacket because I keep the temperature at morgue.
Yeah,
here in this down south, it is hot, and we don't live like Eddie.
It's hot Atlanta for a reason, folks.
Exactly, because Eddie Figgs, Christian, Serge, they all keep telling me that Florida is just jumping with the heat. So I was like, no thanks.
LA is up there today too, I think.
Dude, it's been hot as hell, dude.
And we were in the low 90s today here.
I have not walked out of this house yet, and knock on wood, I'm staying inside where it's nice and cold.
Yeah, good, man.
I'm enjoying this bubble of cool air that I live in. That's my house.
Yeah.
So, bro, I'm serious, man. It's definitely it's definitely a thing that I love. I'm an indoor kitty when it's summer. I like the AC and it's cold.
Yeah.
So Gonga, I guess one of the things I guess we'll kind of finish this off with is there any sort of desire to travel, like, because when I hear you're inspired by Disney, which is a huge IP, and because I think Disney is such an inspiration to so many people. Would you ever consider traveling to like the other parks outside of the US to see what they've done with their ideas on Disney? And because I know like Shanghai Disney has done like a whole section of just artwork that is literally what their Imagineers there do, not the Imagineers here in California, but like what they do there. And I think it looks freaking tastic. Like you can see it on YouTube, but I don't care how great a camera is. I would love to just go up to these murals and see what they've done, because some of it is like Asian themed, some of it's fantasy themed, some of it's very Disney, like the hand drawn old school European style. Is that something that you and your wife would actually do as a team, like go travel to like Tokyo Disney and Shanghai Disney and Paris Disney, and just kind of get an idea of like the flavors of what inspires you?
Yeah. To as many as we can, and even to get inspired by the culture itself. the people and the whole, you know, city surroundings and all that stuff. Pretty sure, you know, there's graffiti all over the world. So
that's what I'm gonna tell you, because graffiti internationally, graffiti has taken off. I know that there's a couple of guys I've seen on YouTube that have done in like Europe. There's a guy that I saw, I can't remember the reel I saw it on, but it was absolutely fantastic. The guy just kind of went ham, like on the side of a building, because they kept like posting this negative, like journalistic stuff, and he would just come every day and just paint over it. And I mean, eventually people stopped, and it was just this gorgeous mural on this restaurant, outside of a restaurant building.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's gotta be for someone like you that's like, you're inspired by graffiti art as well. Like that's got to tap into that. So definitely checking out like international like tags and how the pieces look out there. Is that something that's like on your bucket list of things you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah, definitely. I think the mural side of it, of graffiti, like now street art, it's a, you know, it's very well received by the whole world, and it's, as far as like being, depending on how you represent yourself, how you market yourself as you know, a muralist, you can live off of it pretty comfortably. So,
Wow.
I mean, you know, you're talking about, you know, just traveling just to do murals and you know, getting paid in the 4-digit numbers. So yeah.
Man. I've seen people do that stuff, like living in New York, and I know that there's a few of my friends that are artists here locally that have done that too. Like in stores, they'll go in and they'll do like whole murals. A couple of old video game stores that my friends like owned, they would come in and do like Super Mario characters, but they would do them like graffiti style. And they would get paid pretty top dollar. And you know, they get called out to like a lot of the art shows here and indie shows here that happen in Charlotte to come out and do stuff. I think that looks awesome.
Yeah, I think in a city like, you know, LA and any big city, it's, you know, there's a mural almost in every other block, so you can find a way to make it happen and adapt to, you know, to the community. There's a couple openings here in the city, Wilmington, of murals that when I first saw it, I didn't really think about it, but you know, if I were to propose a sketch or an idea, who knows, you know.
Hey, is that the next step for you? Like to kind of like say, hey, I'm going to take my art off the figures and go onto a mural? I mean, that sounds like a fun thing.
Yeah, man. The one thing that I really like to hold on to is having no limits. So I try not to say I wouldn't or I can't, but just say, you know, yet, not yet, kind of way. So
I like that.
So,
I think
you know,
that's the best way to live, dude. You got to say it's either like Yoda, do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah. So just sticking to the flow of things. You know, I can't stop doing digital or toys or anything really. I just try to just do what I want to every day. So I do, you know, I go to the backyard. I do practice with the airsoft cans just in case an opportunity like that comes up.
Look at that.
There's really no limit.
War now.
And I like that. I like hearing that you have that preparation already in your mind. And I think that definitely, sir, I would love to see on your IG, like you doing something like that, like going out there and, you know,
it's fun because when you do a figure, you're sitting there for hours on end, you know, for some, even just some small, and you can go out and with aerosol and spray cans and stuff, you know, you can knock out a wall in a day or two and see a really big difference as far as like, you know, getting paid.
I agree. I mean, you're definitely looking at a different pay window, and your art would then be literally on that building till the building falls.
Yeah. So,
you know,
it's all, I really think to this point where I'm really blessed, and I can't begin to imagine what else comes my way. but murals is one of the things in the back of my mind. You know,
We look forward to seeing it. Most definitely, dude. We definitely here at the Nerd Dungeon would like to see that on your IG. So for people that don't know where to find you, where can they find you online?
at King _ Gonga, Gonga. Mostly, pretty much everything. It's my portfolio, if you can call it that. My Instagram.
Cool. Are you on any other? Are you on any other social media or just on IG?
I'm on Facebook under my government name, Oscar Lara. You can find me there too.
Cool.
But it's the same stuff as Instagram. I'm more connected into
What's up, Rick?
Instagram. I take, my DMs are always open. Commissions, tips and tricks. I love, spreading knowledge I've gained or a pin. Like if you want to, they ask me how stuff looks sometimes. I'll give my opinion on stuff also. It's very open, even about life, just as long as it's not too late.
No, I like that. So we know where to find you. Like Red said, everywhere. You have pieces all over in several different homes. I mean, you are well known, and your time is so you're still in your infancy, so to speak. So we wish you nothing but success in your future. Like, not to borrow a line from WWE, but we wish you success in your future endeavors. We definitely we definitely want to see more of you. We hope that you get to pull that mural piece, because when you do, we definitely want to see the IG reel about you doing it and making it happen.
Yeah. Like I said, just a matter of time. Oh, one of my buddies, I have a small spot on his wall before the King Gonga colorway and stuff like that, and maybe we'll revisit that one day.
I like it. So definitely, guys, check him out. I want to send a big shout out to the chat. It has been popping today. I was very, very happy with seeing how this chat was. We started out kind of slow with the chat, but then it jumped. I want to thank everybody from Yessie to Red Guardian to Priscilla to Smitty, get well soon, my friend, to Christian, to Eddie, to Serge, to Ian, and to my boy Fig Pick Steve. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
And Liz, I can't believe I forgot Liz in there. And thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. It's been a pleasure, as always, from myself, from King Bob, and from Gonga. My friends, as always, stay geeky, y'all. Peace, guys.
Yeah, peace out.